Yeah, Hunter. Welcome to Fayetteville. You've been here a little bit now.
Yes, sir.
As an older guy, the coaches that talk about you, kind of have stepped into a leadership role working with some of the young guys, like particularly like you get a guy like Danny Beal who's got a lot of talent, but maybe doesn't know everything to do. Yeah. And they said you know pretty much everything on defense, where to put everybody.
Yeah, just taking the time to learn the defense, having a little familiarity with it. Back at Alabama my first year, so it's good to have that kind of remembrance of the defense that we have, and then even the young guys that we do have, all the talent in the world. They're also young, so it takes time. It took time for me as well, so I enjoy helping them out. Putting them in the right position.
How's your career arc helped you as a player, starting off at Alabama, playing at Virginia, having a lot of success there last year, and now at Fayetteville?
It's helped a lot. Seeing different places, being around a bunch of different people, different teammates, different coaches. Taking everything that I've learned from all the staffs and players that I've been around and just putting it all together. It's definitely been a blessing. I still keep in contact with some of my coaches, some of my players that I played with, and I lean back on them when I need advice. And then even the coaches that we have here, who have been great, Coach Cotton, Coach Wilk, even Coach Roberts with the defense. It's all been one big circle. I didn't expect my career to go like this, but everything happens for a reason. God's plan, and so I wouldn't ask for anything else.
Quincy, what's been, I guess, the biggest difference? Obviously, you guys are, more of a hybrid odd front now, but what's been the biggest difference from last year's defensive line to this year's? Is it depth?
Yeah. I feel like we got more guys who I can, rely on. Not saying, the guys who we didn't have in the room last year weren't enough, but I think, like you said, it was more like the depth aspect, and we got more guys who could, more diverse and who could play it all.
Saturday, can you talk about? It seems like the defense won, so to speak. How would you characterize how you guys played Saturday?
Relentless. I know, like for us, our mentality is, take the ball. Offense is own the ball, and defense is take the ball. So, the same amount of ability that they have as a right to own the ball, we got the same ability, take the ball. So I look at it like that, and we look at it like that.
Hunter, what would you take?
I would say on Thursday, we had a good 17 periods of practice, and then the last half got our butt whooped. As defense, we came together and we were like, we cannot let this happen. We're better than this. We know we're much capable of more. So came together Saturday morning, came in with a mindset that we're not going to let that happen. We got the job done, and then some. It was good. Good seeing everyone fly around to the ball and make a bunch of plays.
We've heard about the goal line stand, the one play inside the one. Were you guys both on the field for that?
No, I wasn't.
I was on the field, yes, sir.
So how did you see the play development? Apparently, House came in and cleaned up after. How did it go?
Yeah, so we saw the formation. It was a divided set, so the tight end was away from the running back. Then he ended up moving the running back over to the same side as the tight end. So when we see that formation, we're alerting down the down zone,
everything
coming down to downhill, literally. So once we called it out on the defense, we knew it was coming. Guys like K House play relentless. Day was on that side where the ball tackled as well. They were able to make a play, big play for us. It's huge.
You talked about depth, but specifically, who at end has been impressing you? Who all you think can factor in this year?
I think everybody has the ability to play. It's just the fact that, how fast can they pick it up, you feel what I'm saying? And also, like, Hunter could tell you, like, the SEC isn't, it's not an easy conference. So you really just got to be gritty, down there. And you can't be just wheeling around, like, to just get shoved around. You just got to have your nose down, get ready to play hard-nosed football.
I want to ask y'all both about Okie. What have you seen from David so far?
For me personally, he's fast. He's very powerful at the point of attack. Him playing at that zero nose right now, he's a smaller guy, but he uses his leverage to, defeat blocks, plays great on double teams, making, causing havoc in the backfield. I'm excited to play with him this year, see what he's going to do this year for us to help us win.
Yeah, so all last year, he couldn't get on the field very much. What do you think of him?
That's my guy, man. Oki has a different mindset this year. He knows that, a lot of pressure is on him, knowing that he didn't, have the ability to play last year. So he's stepping up to the plate. Again, he's another leader of D-line, and, very twitchy, a guy who can make plays with his twitchiness. So I'm expecting big things from him. He's, living up to the standard, and he, owning up to his standard as well.
Quincy, what stood out among the two new defensive line coaches, Coach Cotton and Coach Wilkerson? How have you gelled with them? What's it like getting used to them, getting to know them right now?
They're my guys. I know they be on me a lot because they know the potential that I have. going on to next year and the draft and all that stuff. So my standard is, very high for them. They football gurus. They take the time to study their opponents and, teach us things that we may not know, especially me. Like, I definitely learned a lot since both of them have been in office and, they're young. They also know how to have fun too. So, recruits to anybody out there who may be looking at this, school, I feel like a big thing is, having a personal relationship with coaches and knowing how to have fun as well as, doing what you're able to do, your job on the field. So I think that plays a big factor as well for me and my relationship with them.
You mentioned the NFL draft. I mean, I know winning at Arkansas is the primary focus, but what's next for your development? What are you focused on maybe this offseason to kind of take your game to the next level?
Like you said, like I'm just like keeping my feet like where I'm grounding at. I'm not too much looking forward to, what's later on down the line because that's the future. I'm worried about now. So really just taking every day with a grain of salt, learning for what I need to know later, and mainly focus on about these guys and how can we develop as a unit to win this year.
What stood out about the guy to your right, Hunter? What have you seen from him since he arrived on campus?
His leadership. I think as a D line, anybody has the ability to lead. For me, for example, I'm not as vocal, but I just try to show up and work every day. But when I tend to fall off, he there to pick me up as as well as other people. But great football player. He got a great head on his shoulders. Very wise. So this is my guy, and like I said, this is my guy. So yeah.
Hunter, kind of last year you go to Virginia and they weren't picked high in the ACC, and y'all end up playing for a conference championship. Does it feel maybe some similar things here at Arkansas where you got a point to prove here with a new team? And what do you remember about that Virginia experience and how you guys maybe were able to have a surprising year over there?
Absolutely. I would say, Coach Elliott, he kind of ingrained in us over there, be player-led, don't listen to the outside noise. And then over that entire summer, I just remember us working so hard. And then I think we all as a team last year kind of fell back onto that. We worked so hard that we're not going to let anyone outwork us. And I feel like we can do the same here. A lot of people, are thinking about the past and last year with this team. But, it's a clean slate. Coach Silverfield always talks about clean slate. And that's what we're here to do as well, show everyone else that, it's not the same tenure that was last year, coming to prove people wrong and, just win some games, honestly, yeah.
You didn't have any shortage of options when you were in the portal. I mean, what was it about Arkansas that brought you here?
I would say Coach Silverfield, honestly, coming, I went on a visit the day the portal opened, and then I came here the next day, and I had places scheduled afterwards, but Silverfield, Coach Cotton, Coach Hobby at the time, Coach Roberts, all the people that made the puzzle, fit. Coach Silverfield's plan for this program is nothing but success, and I see it. And Coach Roberts, one thing that they did say is they didn't come here to do a rebuild. They're ready to win right now, and we have all the pieces on this team to make that happen, and all the the coaches here that are going to make us very successful. I believe in the plan that Coach Silverfield has for us.
Hunter, Coach Cotton was talking about how he felt like over the course of the practices you guys have had so far, he's seen you take on that leadership role. Quincy's saying you're a leader. Was there a time that you kind of felt like now you were ready to step into that role? Like, how did that kind of develop for you over the course of coming into this new team?
I think it just, comes with being comfortable around the guys you're with, just coming in. I didn't want to just, assert myself into a place where I just got here, They have their leaders, everyone has their role. I wanted to, prove, get a chance to, prove myself, prove that I'm here to work hard just like the rest of you and, just show with my actions before my words. And then as we got into spring ball, I felt like, we all have to step up when the time comes. I feel like whenever, I feel like there's something that needs to be said or action that needs to be done, that's when I insert myself. But it just, took time, get comfortable with the guys, let them know that it's not coming from a place of, arrogance, but, just a place of, like, I care for you just like you care for me.
For both of you guys, who's standing out along the offensive line so far that you guys are going up against?
You want to go first?
Trying to think. I say Goo. Yeah, Goo a dog. Guard from
Malachi Breeder.
Yeah, Malachi. Yeah, I call him Goo.
We call him
Goo out.
yeah.
Goo out. But yeah, he been holding his weight. He a dog. Memphis transfer, by the way, if y'all don't know where he's from.
I'll say Goo. I'll say Goo and Kobe. Going against those two guys on the interior, more than likely, more so than the tackles, they give me, two different challenges. Like Kobe is a big body, you know, and so with him, you know, if I'm too high, he's strong as well. I'm getting thrown up out of there. And Goo, he's low to the ground, you know, a little smaller guy, but he's also very powerful as well. So he makes me play with great pad level and great leverage. And then getting the chance, you know, work with them after practice, you know, hey, why were you able to get me on this? Or, hey, how can I be better at this? You know, we work hand in hand with one another to make each other better, and we're all open to it. So definitely those two guys.
Spell that. Guwop.
G-U-U.
Yeah.
U, maybe another U.
Yeah.
And then W-O-P.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
I don't know where you got that.
I don't want to say the story for him, but I think he told us, you know, that when he was younger, they say he used to look like Gucci Mane. Y'all got to ask him, though. I think that's where it comes from.
Why is Zadavian Day and his brother's Craig? Is that a personality thing with them? That comes from Friday, right?
Say it again?
Zadavian, Zadavian. The coaches were saying Zadavian's Day.
Yeah, we call him Day.
Right. What is that? Is a personality thing or what?
I mean,
When
we first got here.
Stuck with it, homie.
Yeah. They call him Craig.
Oh, really?
His nickname is Craig.
I didn't even know. I didn't know that. I mean, we know our guy, but I didn't know they called him Craig. Yeah.
Quincy, when you were the transfer portal stuff was going on, were you like heavily involved in hosting visitors and stuff? And did you guys meet during that process also?
Nah, the crazy thing is I hosted Jalen Allen, the guy who we spoke about last time from North Little Rock. And I hosted, it was some other guys, but they play in the secondary. So it wasn't mainly like D-line guys. I'm not sure like what coaches told, you know, the recruiters at the time about me or anything, but, you know, just happy to have the guys who I got here now.
Were you following along as the transfer portal stuff was breaking, like following the news cycle, or did you have that information from the coaches, or you watch like, oh, we got Carlin Jones, we got Hunter Osborne?
I don't be in the media. Like, again, like if y'all know me, like I just show up and work. You feel what I'm saying? Like I just let, like Hunter said, like some people, you know, you may have those people who may be able to talk and back it up, and then you got some who talk and, you know, don't back it up. So I rather my actions show, because, you know, it's gonna make me look bad if, you know, I talk so and so and so and so and I can't back it up. So that's how I look at everything.
Okay. Ron Roberts is viewed by a lot of people as an innovator. I'm just wondering, like, what you guys think about the style of defense and how is it, I guess, different than maybe what you ran last year.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Coach Roberts, yeah, I love him. You know, he brings energy to the meetings we have every single day. And the one thing I'll say about Coach Roberts as a DC that I haven't experienced until now is he explains why we call certain things, and he'll give you the reasoning behind a certain call. Like, and I feel like as a player that has helped so much. You know, like, oh, hey, I'll call this call for 11 personnel or 12 personnel because I'm expecting this, and they're going to do this, and we have this to back that up. Yeah. And as a player, that just, you know, helps so much. And, you know, similarities and differences of where I've been. I would say at Virginia, we kind of ran, you know, a 4-2-5, you know, a little multiple D. And it was kind of a system where we played a bunch of, you know, too high safety and just, you know, let the linebackers fit off the D-line. Here, you know, we're trying to make some plays. And also when I was at Alabama, my first year with Kevin Steele's a DC, this is almost identical, you know. Kind of a bunch of similarities in, you know, the terminology and the language that we use. So it's been good to, you know, get back to that.
He really hit it on the nail in the coffin with Coach Roberts. I wouldn't say like probably the biggest thing for me this year going into this year, it would probably be like since we basically 3 down front, but we got multiplicity of defense within the scheme, depending on who we playing. We react attack team, and then last year, you know, we were really just attack react. So. A lot of the times last year that the backers were, you know, we were trying to get more vertical in the gaps, and the backer would just make us right. And then now I gotta, you know, really like understand like what the tackle may be doing, point of contact, snatch off or whatnot. And then let alone like I've never dropped any time in my life since till this year. So just learning how to drop, learning where to be at the right time to, you know, help the defense is probably the biggest thing for me, learning scheme-wise.
So it's be a lot of like, you know, bringing 4 and stuff, but sometimes one of those 4 might be a linebacker and you drop back.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Is that like a replacement or?
I don't know. Just get back. just get back. On me. Just get back.
It's an
So
official term. All right.
yeah.
The coaches were telling us that the Jacks kind of do the linebacker stuff and maybe a little bit with the line. What's it like not having Charlie Collins and those guys in the room with you or on the field?
It's really not much a difference because Charlie, he did the same thing last year. He was like a jack, but he played DN and he dropped out in coverage too. So, coaches have schemes for every individual, and they know their players, so they know what's best for them or whatnot. So, Charlie and Trent, he maybe that may be different. I'm usually used to seeing Trent. Trent, another one of me. He still got ways to go, but it's definitely different seeing him trying to drop in coverage, and as well as for me, like once I get to my spot, I'm like, what do I do now? You feel what I'm saying? So outside of that, I'm expecting big things from those guys.
That's all I got.
All right, appreciate it.